watching the news on Bahrain television. A very good evening. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa issued Decree number 35 of 2016 with regards to forming the Supreme Council for Urban Planning. According to the decree, a committee named the Supreme Council of Urban Planning is to be formed under the chairmanship of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander, First Deputy Premier Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and the membership of the Deputy Premier, Head of the Ministerial Committee for Social Service, Communication and Information, Deputy Premier, Head of the Ministerial Committee for Construction and Infrastructure, the Minister of Energy, the Minister of Work, Municipality Affairs and Urban Planning, the Head of the Royal Court, the CEO of the Economic Development Board, the Director of Urban Planning Directorate, the Director of Military Works. The committee aims for elevating the standard of urban planning in the Kingdom of Bahrain, ensuring sustainable urban development. The committee shall have the required prerogatives, full authority to implement and achieve its goals. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa issued Decree number 36 for 2016, appointing the Strategic Structural Plan of the Kingdom of Bahrain. The decree approves the Strategic Structural Plan of the Kingdom attached to the decree, and all relevant authorities shall thus work accordingly when preparing and endorsing general and detailed plans. The relevant authorities shall issue general and detailed plans without any inconsistencies with Bahrain's Strategic Structural Plan as per the law provisions, after approval of the High Urban Planning Committee, excluding any amendments of these plans as approved by the aforementioned committee. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa ratified today Law number 10 for 2016, endorsing an agreement between Bahrain and Portugal on avoiding double taxation and fiscal evasion concerning tax levies on income, which was signed in Manama on May the 26th of 2015. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa arrived in the Swiss Confederation, starting a visit whereby he will meet with the President of the Swiss Confederation, Johann Schneider-Ammann. During the visit, His Majesty the King will hold talks with the President, focusing on bolstering the fine relations and joint cooperation between the two friendly countries in the various fields, in addition to reviewing the latest developments on regional and international arenas and discussing issues of common concern. Earlier in the day, His Majesty the King left the kingdom to Switzerland on an official visit, during which he will meet with the President of the Swiss Confederation, Johann Schneider-Ammann, to discuss bilateral relations and ways of boosting joint cooperation, in addition to reviewing regional and international developments. Upon departure, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander and First Deputy Premier Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa saw off His Majesty the King. An official delegation is accompanying His Majesty, which include His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Minister of Royal Court Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, Head of Survey and Land Registration Bureau Sheikh Salman bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, Sheikh Hamad bin Ibrahim Al Khalifa, Minister of Foreign Affairs Sheikh Khalid bin Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Khalifa, Advisor of His Majesty the King for Media Affairs Nabil Al Hamar, Bahrain's Ambassador to Switzerland Dr. Mohammed Abdel Ghaffar, Minister of Follow-up at the Royal Court Sheikh Ahmed bin Atiyat Allah Al Khalifa, Minister of Commerce, Industry and Tourism Ziyad bin Rashid Al Zayani, Chief of Royal Protocol Major General Khalifa Al Fadala, Personal Secretary of His Majesty the King Hamad Al Ka'bi, Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Women Hala Al Ansari, Head of Royal Follow-up Affairs Major General Pilot Mohammed Al Musallam, and Bahrain's Ambassador and Permanent Representative at the United Nations Office in Geneva, Dr. Yusuf Buchiri. The Royal Court has expressed thanks and gratitude of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa to the Chair of Bahrain Independent Commission of Inquiry, BICI, Professor Mahmoud Sharif Basyuri, and to the Commissioners for their dedicated efforts and diligent work to achieve the objectives of the Commission, and for their historic contributions to supporting the reform project launched by His Majesty the King. The Royal Court has expressed in a statement its thanks and appreciation to the wise government led by His Royal Highness the Prime Minister Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa, and supported by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander and First Deputy Premier Premier Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. The court has also expressed appreciation of the efforts exerted by the parliament with its two councils and of its important role in modernizing the legislative system of the kingdom, as well as the efforts of the judicial branch in improving the system and mechanisms of litigation. The statement stressed that such a significant milestone reinforces the Kingdom of Bahrain's determination to continue the process of reform and modernization in various areas which require a high resolve to fulfill hopes. The Royal Court has also expressed its appreciation of the popular support for the process of reform and modernization that will not end with the achievements of the BICI recommendations. The statement added that the process will keep moving forward through the reform project as outlined in the National Action Charter, and development will continue steadily. The Deputy King, His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, today held his weekly Majlis at Rafah Palace. Members of the royal family, senior government officials, members of the Shura Council and Council of Representatives, members of the municipal councils, religious and community leaders, journalists and diplomats attended the Majlis. His Royal Highness welcomed a broad range of attendees at his weekly Majlis, which demonstrates Bahrain's commitment to rooted traditions and values that are underpinned by His Majesty's aspirations to maintain a strong bond among Bahrain's society. The attendees extended their appreciation and gratitude to His Royal Highness for hosting the Majlis and emphasized the important role His Royal Highness plays in advancing sustainable development to guarantee prosperity and opportunity for the people of Bahrain. His Royal Highness Prime Minister Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa patronized today an inauguration of a 400 kilovolt electricity transmission line project at the Hid power station, which includes the establishment of 3 power stations in Hid, Al Hassan and Rafah. Upon arrival at the power station, His Royal Highness was received by the Energy Minister Dr. Abdul Hussein Mirza and a number of senior officials. His Royal Highness the Prime Minister affirmed that the development process is on top of the government's priorities in order to achieve the best for the kingdom and its citizens. His Royal Highness directed to follow up the implementation of the project and hailed the GCC countries' contributions in the development projects of the kingdom, highlighting Kuwait's participation through the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development in funding the project. Minister of Energy and the Senior Executive Vice President of the German company Siemens Wolfgang Braun delivered speeches on the occasion, which were followed up by a slideshow presentation regarding the phases of implementation of the power station. His Royal Highness the Prime Minister then toured the Hid power station and the location of the project and was briefed by the Energy Minister with the phases of implementing the project and the importance of meeting the growing demand for electric power in the kingdom. His Royal Highness the Prime Minister expressed pride in the kingdom's development project in various fields and noted the importance of developing the infrastructure in order to achieve sustainable economic growth, which would contribute in attracting more investment projects to the kingdom. He also lauded the huge efforts of the Ministry of Energy and the Electricity and Water Authority and wished them every success in achieving the best for Bahrain and its citizens. Minister of Energy then presented His Royal Highness the Prime Minister with a commemorative gift in recognition for His Royal Highness's patronization of the project.
The new 400 kilovolt power transmission network project, inaugurated today, will leapfrog the kingdom's existing networks in terms of capacity, reliability and safety. This major infrastructure development project is being undertaken by Bahrain's Electricity and Water Authority, EWA, with Siemens appointed as the main technology partner, alongside other internationally renowned and experienced subcontractors.
This project is a new era in the history of electricity and water in the Kingdom of Bahrain. It will be for the construction of 3 power stations with 400 kV capacity and the cables to link them. And this project will cost around 280 million dinars and is being done in 2 phases.
Phase 1 of the project, set for completion by the end of next year, involves 3 major 400 kilovolt power stations being constructed in Hed, Rifah and Al Hassan. Phase 2 involves the interconnection of these stations through challenging routes and built-up areas and is earmarked for completion in 2018.
For sure, it's a really high-quality project. It requires very high technology, and the reliability of the products has to be absolutely perfect. So there cannot be any failure on the project and on materials.
The new power transmission network meets top international standards and will not only help to future-proof Bahrain, but also the wider region for future exponential development and energy requirements.
The Gulf Cooperation Council countries, they have established a power grid so can they exchange power at the 400 kilovolt level. And at this level, so far Bahrain was only in a limited fashion connected, but in the future, in case of need, they can trade, they can exchange energy. So this will help a great deal, and it's also raising the level of reliability and stability in the network.
Despite the economic challenges being faced in the region, Bahrain continues to invest in and enhance its energy sector, recognizing that this vital infrastructure underpins development and modernization in all fields, in line with the sustainable progress at the heart of Economic Vision 2030. Reporting for Bahrain Television, I'm Danielle de Porto.